Live with studios in Midland and Odessa, you're watching CBS7 First Alert News at 9 on the CW West Texas.
The psychology of actually having an animal confined and in a cage is not healthy. It's not healthy psychologically. It's not healthy physically.
The Odessa Animal Shelter uses a few outdoor playpens to exercise their animals daily. But that could be a challenge when it gets hot or stormy in West Texas. We've got the shelter's new solution to this problem coming up in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us for CBS7 News on the CW, and thanks to those of you joining us live on the CBS7 YouTube. I'm Laura Munt, and our top story tonight: an Odessa fire captain was demoted after allowing a nude photo shoot at the fire station. That's according to our media partners at the Odessa American. Now, the OA reports that Captain Orlando Rios was demoted to a lieutenant, and he was given 10 days of unpaid leave. They say that he allowed a woman to use fire station number 2 for a photo shoot last November. The woman is allegedly an Ector County corrections officer. The OA obtained photos that show her posing topless and wearing fire gear, also laying nude on the bumper of a fire truck. Records show that Chief Jason Cotton stated that Rios violated OFR policies pertaining to conduct and behavior. Cotton noted that Rios has never been disciplined in the 19 years that he's worked for the department. We have continuing coverage for you now. You may remember last week a chemical fire broke out at the Permian Basin container site in West Odessa. There are now lingering issues that are being addressed, like brown water coming from the faucet and toilets in the homes of residents. But because this area of Ector County is outside city limits, water quality issues fall outside of the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality's jurisdiction. Residents are seeking additional resources regarding their water supply, but in the meantime, Permian Basin Containers has submitted a remediation plan to the TCEQ, which will monitor its implementation.
We're seeing seepage of the residue from the fire getting down into the groundwater supply, and then of course everybody in this part of Ector County relies on well water for water in their homes, and so when groundwater is contaminated, they're getting contaminated water in their houses.
As long as they're being cooperative and they're doing things in a timely manner, then we're going to oversee what's going on and oversee the cleanup, make sure things are getting done like it's supposed to.
Those same residents have reported physical symptoms such as headaches and a persistent bad smell in the air, which has led to nausea. The TCEQ has been monitoring toxicity levels in the air using their mobile station. And because chemical residue left from behind the fire is entering the air, the TCEQ has deemed the situation, quote, a nuisance. Commissioner Gardner, along with Representative Brooks Landgraf, are focused on cleaning up the site and ensuring that residents are taken care of under these circumstances.
I just want to make sure that they know that there are people out there who give a damn about what they're going through, because I'm one of them, Commissioner Gardner's one of them. So many people in this community care and want to help get these folks back on their feet. It's a terrible situation, but we're here to help. Even though we have more questions than answers, we're doing everything that we can. I don't want anybody to feel like they're alone out there.
Both Representative Landgraf and Commissioner Gardner have reached out to Congressman August Pfluger for additional support, and the cause of the fire remains under investigation. Governor Greg Abbott is sending more than 100 Texas firefighters to California to help battle wildfires in the state. He directed the Texas Division of Emergency Management, known as TDEM, to provide resources after a request from California's Office of Emergency Services. In a statement, Governor Abbott says, quote, Texans understand the urgency of responding to wildfires, and our country is stronger when we come together in times of crisis, end quote. Two of those 100 firefighters that went to help California were members of the Odessa Fire Rescue. You can see them loading up their trucks in these pictures. They left for California this morning. They were also teamed up with firefighters from across the state in San Angelo and Travis County. In total, over 25 engines are on the way to help the wildfires. The wildfires in California have scorched over 400,000 acres and span more than 562 square miles. Some social media news for you. Facebook parent company Meta will soon pay the state of Texas nearly $1.5 billion after being sued over facial recognition in Facebook photos. The lawsuit was in relation to the tag suggestions function, which allows Facebook to scan and recognize the facial geometry and other features of people in photographs. Paxton's office claims that it violates the state's Capture or Use of Biometric Identifiers Act. And the Attorney General says Facebook never told users how it collects or uses those features to recognize people. And now they've got to pay up. Traffic alert for you now. TxDOT is letting drivers know that there will be an overnight lane closure of the left lane of Interstate 20. That's between Midkiff and Cotton Flat Road. The construction team will be adjusting concrete barriers in the area, and drivers are urged to watch for slow traffic and use alternative routes if possible. Tracking crime now, many of you have reached out to CBS7 about an incident earlier today in Odessa. We've learned that police were looking for a suspect in a possible burglary. An Ector County ISD police officer spotted the vehicle near the West Loop and Kermit Highway and attempted a traffic stop. But the driver fled the scene, leading ECISD as well as OPD on a pursuit through Odessa. The driver eventually lost control and wrecked the vehicle. We'll continue to bring you any updates as they come in to CBS 7. This week, 2 parks in the city of Midland will be temporarily closed. But according to the city, the Dennis the Menace Park and Splash Pad will be closed starting tomorrow. The park will be sprayed to control the stickers that keep appearing at the park, and it'll be reopened on Friday. And the Hogan Park soccer fields are also currently closed. The city says the Midland Parks and Recreation Department is overseeding the fields to improve the turf for the fall soccer season, and that will reopen to the public tomorrow. We're going to take a pause now and talk your weather forecast with Chief Meteorologist Tom T. Frateller. It's kind of a good thing the parks are closed. It's not exactly park weather today. It was really, really hot. Are we going to get any relief?
Yeah, find a little shade, okay, is the best thing to do, as we're going to be looking at more of this in our forecast. Let's go ahead and take a look at the satellite and radar view. Still a couple of thunder showers here in the late evening hours across portions of Presidio County between Marfa and down towards Casa Piedra right now. We are seeing that. Everything else is really winding down for the time being, and that stuff should be winding down by midnight tonight. 107 in Presidio was one of the hot spots. We saw many areas above triple digits, topped out at 99 out at the Miller National Air and Spaceport. The hot spot was down at Rio Grande Village, 114 degrees this afternoon. We've cooled off a little bit, but still hanging on to triple digits along the Rio Grande there, and still into the 90s here at 9 o'clock right across the Permian Basin as humidity levels are coming back up a little bit. You can kind of feel it out there, and we're going to see that continue to be a factor in our forecast with the heat, as we are looking at current winds rather gusty out of the south and southeast, upwards to 20 miles an hour sustained, and gusts above 25 miles an hour. So a little bit of breeze for the start of your overnight hours, as we'll only drop down into the mid-70s overnight tonight. Some of that humidity keeping those temperatures up, and it looks like more of the same tomorrow, more triple digits on the way.
We have an update now for you on the renovations to the Odessa Animal Shelter. An outdoor space for the animals was important to add when building the new shelter, but it created a need for a level of protection against extreme weather. With the addition of a new metal canopy, the dogs can come outside every day, no matter the weather, for years to come. The shelter says that having a reliable space when the dogs can come out and play is huge for them.
Well, it's not natural or normal for a dog to be locked up anywhere. They're normally out roaming their yard or in the homes or something, so they're inside the kennels. And when you're stuck in there day in and day out waiting for somebody to do something with you, it can play on their minds.
The shelter has also already seen a positive change in their animals. By receiving both mental and physical stimulation, they're more calm and quiet when they return to their kennels and when meeting their new possible owners and families. Let's talk some local sports now, where a Lubbock woman gets to be a part of a one-of-a-kind experience this year during the Paris Olympics. For the first time, there will be a marathon for all. Amateur athletes will get to run the same route as the Olympic marathon, the night between the Olympic men's and women's races. Lubbock mom Chelsea McCarthy, for the past 2 years, has been completing running challenges to get enough points to qualify for the historic Run in the City of Love, Underneath the Stars.
So I get to run at the Olympic Games, and there's just not enough words to describe how I've felt about it, because as a kid you dream and watch these athletes, and then here I am nearly 35 years old, a mom, and I get to do that too.
McCarthy is one of only 20,000 people from around the world chosen to run the marathon. And next Saturday evening, August 10th, she'll have a special cheerleader watching her run. In some more Olympic news, West Texan Ryan Phillips just wrapped up day 1 of qualifying for women's trap shooting. According to our partners at KCBD, the Gale native hit 71 of 75 targets to sit in the pack of 14 shooters who shot 71 or better. Tomorrow at 3:30 a.m. Central Time, Phillips will compete in 2 more rounds of 25. That's 50 total targets. And if she finishes in the top 6, she's got a shot at a medal in the finals that are happening at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And in Lubbock, Texas Tech had their annual media day today as coaches and players met with the media to talk about the high expectation and excitement for the 2024 season that has 7 home games. One key goal for Coach Joey McGuire in year 3 is keeping former Midland resident and Texas Tech quarterback Baron Morton healthy. In both of his first 2 seasons, he's had to utilize 3 quarterbacks due to injury. And the message has been spread to the offensive line, but KCBD's sports director thinks Red Raider fans might see less aggressiveness from Barron in the upcoming season.
The key is keeping the quarterback healthy. We feel great about the roster. We've done a lot of stuff with Barron. He feels great. He's ready to roll tomorrow. We're going to work through camp to put him in some situations to where he has to throw the ball away.
Coach McGuire added that sometimes Morton takes hits that he doesn't need to take, and something he's hoping to avoid in the future. Still ahead, a huge crowd showed up at the Texas State Veterans Cemetery in Abilene to honor a recently deceased veteran. We've got the heartwarming story next in your News Across Texas. In Abilene, the recent passing of a military veteran was expected to be an unaccompanied burial. However, the exact opposite happened at the Texas State Veterans Cemetery. The late veteran's family showed up, as did much of the Abilene community. Copeland Welch reports.
The community came together to honor Private First Class Bob Gilbert Wood at what was expected to be an unaccompanied burial. That was until Wood's niece got an email on Saturday from a retired service member letting her know her uncle had died, and she knew she had to take action.
I immediately responded because we all loved Uncle Bobby. He was a wonderful person and a great uncle. My brother Jay is here with me, and as well my brother-in-law Randy, just to pay our respects. And on behalf of the whole family, it's just amazing. It's just beautiful the way the community pulled together, and I know it would make everyone so happy.
Wood served in the United States Marine Corps from June 29, 1960 to January 6, 1965. Wood also received the Marine Corps Expeditionary Medal for his service.
I'm overwhelmed. Literally, I have no words. I just don't have any words for all the people and pomp, circumstance, and it was like he was a celebrity. You know, we're just so honored that we were able to be here.
Roger Brown says the West Texas Patriot Guard Riders are sure to make an appearance at every unaccompanied burial, and this one was no exception.
It's wonderful. Abilene is a wonderful, wonderful city that shows up when they have somebody like this. They come out in force. We've had as many as 500 people come out. I mean, it's great to show everybody that no soldier goes by the side.
Wood was born October 2nd, 1941, and has been laid to rest at the Texas State Veterans Cemetery in Abilene.
Well, it was a scorcher out there today, no two ways about it. And unfortunately, that looks like the weather forecast for the rest of the week. We'll talk about it up next.
Now, from the CBS7 First Alert Weather Center, here's Chief Meteorologist Tom Tiefertiller.
Well, the satellite and radar view at the present time showing some isolated showers, thunderstorms continuing across parts of Presidio County right now. But that activity should be winding down here over the next couple of hours as we've lost the daytime heating with the setting sun out there. Plenty of leftover clouds, but not much going on in Fort Stockton. I want to take a look at those temperatures once again and show you that we are seeing readings 93 there in Pecos County. Lower 90s across the Permian Basin, but still hot along the Rio Grande, still looking at 102 after seeing temperatures 110 plus in some locations, all being caused by this big area of high pressure. It's really not going to move a lot here over the next few days. If anything, a slow drift off to the west, and then it'll finally nudge northwest a little bit late in the weekend. That may help us out on temperatures by about 5 degrees or so on those afternoon highs, and may allow for an isolated shower thunderstorm to sneak back in a little bit closer across the Permian Basin coming up for the early part of next week. Now, taking a look at the satellite and radar view, again, we are looking at most of the scattered showers, thunderstorms across northern Chihuahua State, some of that into portions of the Well, the Marfa Plateau at the present time, as we're seeing most of the state rather quiet, and temperatures were hot today where we weren't seeing triple digits. It felt like triple digits, but the hottest stuff in the state was right down here across portions of the Big Bend area in the Presidio Valley. Again, Presidio was up to 107 this afternoon, 114 down at Rio Grande Village. Futurecast shows for tomorrow we may see the southeast winds bring in some low cloudiness across the extreme southeastern Permian Basin into the lower Trans-Pecos and maybe across the eastern Permian Basin, but it should be gone by noon. Then we'll see the daytime heating kick off the showers and thunder showers again across the higher elevations of West Texas down towards the Big Bend into the evening overnight hours. And then by midnight, everything should be about gone. So those are going to be the favored areas for isolated showers and thunderstorms. Very mild overnight tonight and a little bit on the humid side as we'll see plenty of humidity across the eastern Permian Basin and plenty of heat area wide coming up for tomorrow afternoon. In your CBS 7 First Alert exclusive 10-day forecast, not much change in the forecast until late in the weekend. Temperatures moderate a little bit with an isolated thunderstorm again back in our forecast.
A recent study by Bankrate found that nearly half of homeowners want mortgage rates much lower before purchasing a new home. In today's Consumer Watch, Jen Sullivan looks at how current rates are impacting any home sales.
It's part of the American dream, owning a home. But it's a dream that has recently been unreachable for many as inflation rates hit a 23-year high.
High mortgage rates and high home prices have really deferred that dream for a lot of Americans. It's just really hard to buy a home right now, especially for first-time buyers.
Jeff Ostrowski is an analyst at Bankrate. They recently conducted a survey with over 1,000 current home buyers and found 47% say they need to see mortgage rates fall below 5% for them to be comfortable purchasing a new home this year. 38% say they want to see those rates at less than 4%, but current rates are much higher than that. According to Freddie Mac, as of last week, a 30-year fixed mortgage rate was 6.78%.
The expectations among Americans aren't really in line with the mortgage rate reality.
The high rates could be turning away potential buyers. Existing home sales slipped in June to 5.4%, according to the National Association of Realtors. While sales are down, prices are up. The median home sale price in June was $426,900. That's the second straight month prices have reached an all-time high.
All those homeowners who locked in their 3% mortgage rates during the pandemic are in no hurry to get another mortgage at 7%. And that's really frozen the housing market.
The good news is many economists predict the Federal Reserve will drop interest rates in September. But Ostrowski says the mortgage market will likely dip before the Fed acts. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
Still ahead, the northern lights could be visible across a portion of the country as solar flare activity peaks. We'll tell you how you can watch them. All right, Tom, if you look up tonight, you might see something special.
Not here.
Not here. Maybe if you're not here, but the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration issued a strong geomagnetic storm watch that was expected to peak today. That means the northern lights could be visible further south than usual, but you're saying not us south enough.
No.
Not quite.
And it's not the G5 you're about to talk about in May. That was our chance.
Oh, that was our chance.
And we had clouds.
So this one is a predicted G3 event.
Right.
Which is weaker than that G5. You might remember then that auroras were visible across a lot of the country, even as far south as Florida. But this time, Illinois is about as far south as visibility is expected to be. So maybe you're on vacation in Illinois.
Well, it has happened here in West Texas.
Really?
I saw them back in
cloudy.
1997 in Midland.
Wow.
Okay,
so
it does happen.
Not this time, but we've got a chance for another chance.
You never know.
All right. We'll keep an eye out. Hopefully the clouds are not too bad.
I don't think they're going to be too bad tonight. I think what we're going to be dealing with is a lot of sunshine tomorrow. A lot of heat on the way too, and again, it's going to be good for stargazing at night because we'll just have a few leftover clouds, but they'll thin out pretty quick. Some relief from the heat may be on the way late in the weekend. Let's keep our fingers crossed.
Oh, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it to be fall. Thanks for joining us for CBS 7 News at 9 on the CW. We've got more news coming up tonight at 10.